Welcome to the 2025 San Francisco Fleet Week Spectacular Friday Special on KPIX and CBS News Bay Area.
Oh, well, that's what we like to hear this time of year. The Blue Angels may be grounded for Fleet Week, but we're still getting an incredible show from acts like the Bay Area's very own Patriots Jet Team, blessing the skies this afternoon. Hello and welcome to the best seats in the house here at the St. Francis Yacht Club. I'm Ryan Yamamoto.
Hi there, I'm Sarah Donchi. So excited to be here. Okay, we know things are different this year. There may be no parade of ships on the water this year, but there is a lot of action in the air. Even so, Chopper 5 is live right now. You can see the ships out there in the bay and live over Oakland Airport, as you see on the left side of your screen. That's the Canadian Forces Snowbirds. They're going to be taking off less than an hour from now, and they're going to be headlining this show, taking center stage this year, of course, after the government shutdown forced the Blue Angels to bow out.
Us moving up is just a next man up mentality to help the air show.
And Canada is also helping to save the day at the sea. The HMCS Nimitz pulled into Pier 19 just a few hours ago. No parade of ships today, but this was the scene on the bay yesterday.
That's a pretty amazing shot, right? That's the Colombian flagship ARC Gloria arriving in style.
You feel the warmth of the people everywhere you go.
Wow, okay, that was a sight to see.
Yes.
I know things look different. We've reported extensively on the government shutdown and all of the ways that this is affected today, but we have seen some of our allies really step in and put on a really nice, colorful show like you saw the Colombians doing out on the bay.
We have Colombia, we have Canada, and we have Mother Nature blessing us today, because you could not ask for a better day for Fleet Week and the opening day. Look at, you see the dogs and the families all gathering here outside. You know, sometimes it can be freezing cold here. We can get that vortex of wind, especially along the bay, but you can see a lot of people gathering out here. They're enjoying the sunshine, and they're getting ready to see the big show, which will be, of course, the Canadian Snowbirds.
Lots of ships here out in the bay. Also important to note, Ryan, in the years that you've covered the air show, we do want to note it is not as crowded out here as it normally is. Of course, that likely has to do with the government shutdown and the fact that the Blue Angels aren't performing. So if you haven't made it out just yet and you're thinking about it, weighing the traffic that we normally see, it is not as heavy as it normally is. We aren't seeing the sort of wall-to-wall packed people. This is a really great day to come out and check it out if the crowds have deterred you in the past.
Yeah, it's nice and relaxed. It's nice and calm, but there's still a show to be had. And you know, the Patriots Jet Team just wrapped up an incredible performance over the bay. Let's take a look at this one.
Here they come, ladies and gentlemen, from your right, year 2025, Patriots Jet Team! The retired United Airlines captain, Randy Howler Howells. And at number 2, he's our Alaskan bush pilot. Keep an eye on Stash. It is Rob Stash Hutchison. And at number 3, another retired United Airlines captain, none other than John Borge Pawson, a P-51 flight instructor out of Stallion 51 in Kissimmee, Florida. Yes, and at number 4, we've got a former United States Air Force Thunderbird. We call him Sticky. It's Paul Sticky Strickland. Let me tell you about number 5. Everybody needs one of these. A retired Blue Angel, a current United Airlines captain. Yes, His name is Scott Intake Cartvet. Then next we've got number 6, second year on the team, flying as an outrigger, none other than Corey Zippy Lovell. Ladies and gentlemen, out to the left, your Patriots loop, roll, and combo! Now watch as Randy flies to the bottom of the loop. The 2 outriggers are going to pull from the formation. We've got a jet flying to the left. We've got a jet flying to the right, folks. Watch as Zippy and Intake set up for the first of many opposing hits. We've got smoke on the right. We've got smoke on the left. This is over a 7G pull, over 750 miles an hour of closure. Watch right at Alcatraz for this beautiful hit. And ladies and gentlemen, to the right, watch as Howler rolls inverted, canopy to canopy, Top Gun style. What would Maverick and Goose think for your Patriots Calypso pass? Now, folks, I'm not sure you know, but United Airlines offers nearly 300 flights a day this summer to over 100 destinations around the world from San Francisco International Airport. That's the most since 2019 and more than any other airline in the Bay Area. That's right, United is the Bay Area's hometown carrier. Now, folks, we got that red and blue jet flying across the show line. Let's do this. Watch a Stash pulls from that formation and boards, flies that tail slide. That's right, he'll shove that airplane into reverse, fall out of the sky at over 150 miles an hour. Man, what a great looking tail slide. What a beautiful day in San Francisco. Now watch Stash, the red jet. He's gonna fly 1.5 United Airlines Barnstormer loops and boards. The blue jet will follow him in trail. Ladies and gentlemen, are you having a good time? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're in the air show business, baby, and we're having some fun with all of you here today. Now, after they complete that Barnstormer loop, I want you to get your cameras ready. Look back behind you. Inbound, I've got 4 beautiful black shiny L39s. That's right, with those beautiful white Wayland tip tank lights. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Patriots 4-card crossover break. Watch as Intake calls, break ready now. Oh yes. Now watch as all 4 jets fly to all 4 corners of this sterile aerobatic box. They'll make a call to turn back towards Show Center here in just a moment, and we'll see if they can't meet right here in front of Alcatraz, in front of all you beautiful people at United Airlines. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a jet on the left and another one on the right. He's down low. Look at that hit. Oh. Jets everywhere. This is a busy air show. Now I'm looking for boards. Up in the air on the right, the blue jet. Look at that tail slide. Shove it into reverse boards. And a sneak pass from that Alaskan bush pilot. Now, folks, watch the blue jet. That's John Pawson. That's boards. He's going to fly across the show line towards the Golden Gate Bridge. He's going to pull into another tail slide. You see the other jet below him. That is Howler. We're going to see if Randy has enough energy to catch him at the top of that tail slide for the United Airlines Tower of Power. Folks, United is also launching new flights to Bangkok, Thailand, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, Australia. This year, United is the only U.S. carrier to fly to these destinations. The airline is also adding a second daily flight to Manila, Philippines to start by the end of this year. Now, folks, on the right, the red jet for not one, not two, but three aileron rolls, and then in behind him is Sticky for the knife edge pass. Gorgeous view of the top deck of that gorgeous L-39. Folks, back behind us is our United Airlines captain. That's right, this is intake, Scott Cartvet and Sippy for vertical rolls right above Alcatraz. Now, folks, look out to the left. We're going to turn it down just a little bit. We're going to you. Trip. Now watch as they fly into the vertical. They're going to perform what we call the half Cuban 8, or the half Cuban. Now as they fly down to the show line, Howler is going to pull from the formation. And we're going to see Sticky roll this L-39 on knife edge. And he's going to fly what we call the flat 8. Demonstrating the high G maneuverability of this L-39. He's got his G suit on to keep the blood from pooling in his lower extremities. This is one of Sticky's favorite moves, and we're great and happy and proud to be sharing it with you all here today. having a good time? I can't hear you. Are you having a good time? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, back from behind show center once again, we've got a special maneuver. We've got Jets 2 and 3 inbound right here. They're right above you now. Watch as they fly into the vertical. So, ladies and gentlemen, this maneuver goes out to all the folks working at Air Show Network on the ground, making this air show possible. And we better put the arrow through that. That's Cupid's arrow. A little bit off kilter, but you know what? What a beautiful day in San Francisco for an amazing air show. We're excited. Now, folks, on the right, we've got intake. On the left is Zippy. Watch him roll it upside down. Oh, that's an inverted hit. Oh, these guys make me so nervous. What do we got coming up next? You know what? Whenever you get a group of pilots together, there's always a competition. You know, we want to know who can fly the lowest, who can fly the fastest. Right there, we've got Stash on the low pass. How low can he go today? That's pretty low. Now we've got Boards coming in from behind him on the fast pass. Now, ladies and gentlemen, photographers, if you look out to the right, we'll have Howler and Sticky inbound for what we call the echelon pass. Get your motor drives ready. This is a pretty formation right here.
Probably military, yeah.
They have to, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was just so amazing. We were just marveling at how close they fly together. This is such a beautiful day for.
It's a perfect day.
It is. We're just saying this is the best day we've seen weather-wise in years.
Yeah, and you know, and it's amazing when especially when they're making those low passes right by Alcatraz Island. You can just kind of feel it and see it.
So
and
cool.
could you imagine if you're in like a kayak out on the bay right now?
No.
And they're making that pass right over you, and even when they're buzzing us just above over us right now, you can feel it. Yeah, you're just like,
year. Yeah.
Okay.
Kayak
yeah.
time. All right, the Patriots are based out of Byron and Contra Costa County. And here's a fun fact. The team trained Tom Cruise and the rest of the cast of Top Gun Maverick how to act under serious pressure.
Ooh, and we're
Patriots went and trained all the actors. They practiced doing their lines. They practiced all the maneuvers they were going to fly in the F-18. So by the time that they got in that seat of the F-18, they were ready to act.
Help from them. And they were up there with them through the filming as well. Pretty amazing. A couple of their specialized jets shot many of the aerial sequences that you see in the movie. Okay, let's go live now over the bay. These are the Jack Aces, Ryan. They've been flying over us for the past few minutes.
So those Jack Aces, they're P-51 Mustangs. They are icons of World War II and, of course, the Korean War. Since 1940, they've been used for everything from dive bombing and photo recon to training and racing. These particular models, they can go as fast as 500 miles per hour. And we felt that when they kind of buzzed us overhead.
Yeah, they're pretty loud, too. The Jack Aces are based out of New York, and they do air shows all across the United States. Flying today are one American, one Swiss, and one Italian-Canadian. Seriously, where would we be without the Canadians this year?
Yeah, it's an international show. Exactly. Chopper 5 is over Oakland right now as those Jack Aces are just buzzing us right here. But where the Snowbirds are making their final preps to taxi out, if we can get a shot of that shot out of Oakland, they should be in the air and headed our way right now. But they're right on the tarmac in Oakland from Chopper 5. They're going to head our way in the next 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, pretty amazing. We're very excited. Just like we said, the Canadians have really helped us out. And I believe that we've got a piece that I worked on yesterday about their excitement to be here.
While it might sound nice to hear our Canadian neighbors save the day for Fleet Week, that isn't how they view it.
Us moving up is just a next man up mentality to help the air show.
The Canadian Armed Forces Snowbirds demonstration team was always slotted to be a part of this year's Fleet Week air show lineup, but when our government shut down and the Blue Angels were forced to pull out, their team of pilots and technicians became the main event.
Unlike the U.S. jet teams, we're flying slightly older equipment, as you can see. We're flying 9 airplanes in very tight formation. The U.S. teams are flying 6 airplanes. So that's what we add. Our formations are a little bit more dynamic because the aircraft's a little bit less performing. So it does give us some leeway to be a little bit more dynamic with how we fly the airplanes.
While the Snowbirds don't fly as fast as the Blue Angels, they are able to fly only about 4 feet apart and hit about 7 Gs. Because they fly slower, they may be able to provide the crowd below a better view, since they can be right in front of the crowd basically at all times during the show. And it's been a while since they visited. They were last here in 2017, and it is Major Brent Handy's first time flying in San Francisco.
I'd say the biggest challenge for us here is just the distraction of such a beautiful city. You know, like every time you're sneaking a peek at the Golden Gate Bridge or anything like that, it's quite a beautiful sight.
The Snowbirds' appearance comes at a time when U.S.-Canada relations have been pretty strained, with an escalating trade dispute after the Trump administration hit Canada with tariffs, and a new focus on issues related to border security. But you wouldn't know it from talking to the Snowbirds, who seem very eager to perform here.
How do I feel about it personally? I feel disappointed that we're not going to be able to showcase alongside our brothers and sisters in the U.S. military. That's a big part of our mission, is to just demonstrate that cooperation we have between Canada and the U.S. At the end of the day, we're neighbors. We're always going to be neighbors, and we're always cooperating militarily.
Take to the air, and as we mentioned earlier, that's not all the Canadians that they sent our way. The HMCS Nanaimo has arrived at Pier 19. The coastal defense vessel is used for patrols, search and rescue, even mine sweeping.
Yeah, the stop in San Francisco is part of the last trip that she will ever take along the West Coast. From here, the crew will head through the Panama Canal and then up to Halifax, where the ship will be based for the rest of her life. The Canadian ship will be open for public tours while it's here from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday.
Meanwhile, the flagship of the Colombian Navy is open for tours right now. The crew of the ARC Gloria held a special flag-raising ceremony. That happened this morning, all to honor America. And our Lauren Toms is live at Pier 1517, where you can check it out all weekend. So, Lauren, how's the view out there?
Ryan, it is extraordinary. It's extraordinary out here, and I'm sure you can even hear Colombia has brought the party to San Francisco Fleet Week. Now, this is the ARC Gloria. It is Colombia's flagship and training vessel. It houses about 100 crew members at any given time. Colombia has given us something of their own for us to really enjoy and explore in the absence of U.S. Navy vessels for our Fleet Week. Now, this is unlike any other American Navy vessel that we would typically see. I want to give you guys a better look at the ARC Gloria. It has these extraordinary masts that climb up so far, guys. This is not something that we would normally see on an American Navy vessel. When the ship arrived in the San Francisco Bay earlier this week, we saw these sails completely deployed, giving us a truly extraordinary picture of their arrival. Now, hundreds and hundreds of visitors have been coming through the ship all day long, and I spoke with several of them who shared with me the pride and the gratitude that they have that Columbia has donated their time and resources to give us something to explore and enjoy during our Fleet Week.
Huge pride, it really is. It's amazing to have them come all the way here, especially on Fleet Week, so it makes it extra special.
My favorite weekend of the year.
Yeah, we actually got engaged 9 years ago, exactly on Fleet Week.
Yeah.
And it is my birthday, I have to plug it, so yeah, so it's a very special day.
Now, again, the ARC Gloria is completely open to the public, and not just that, guys, it is also completely free for anyone to come enjoy and explore its rich history and Navy service. It is docked here at Pier 1517, just behind the Exploratorium, and like I said, Columbia has brought the party, so if you're in town for Fleet Week, this is not something that you're going to want to miss out on.
On one of those big ships coming through the fog, coming under the Golden Gate Bridge for the parade of ships that you've done so many times in the past.
Yeah, this year is very, very different, but I gotta admit, this is so special to be welcomed by a completely different nation, a completely different service here. They have been so welcoming, this crew. Of course, we hope to get our U.S. Navy back next year, but for now, guys, this is a really extraordinary opportunity to explore with Columbia and their crew members here in San Francisco for our Fleet Week.
Yeah, we're grateful to them, Lauren. Thank you. We have much more ahead on this Fleet Week Spectacular Friday.
Yeah, including another Tom Cruise movie reference.
Our Lauren Tom's got to take in the views from a biplane before she was on the ship, like this one used in Mission Impossible. We'll hear from the pilot, who is a regular in the air show and was inspired by what you are seeing today.
Fleet Week was one of my first shows I ever saw as a kid, which inspired me to, hey, I want to do that when I grow up.
And it's a piece of Bay Area history you may pass by every day, not even realize it. It was the final residence of the architect of America's World War II victory in the Pacific. We're going to take you inside.
Welcome back to this beautiful, pristine Fleet Week Spectacular Friday. The sky is crystal clear blue. Randy Howell and Corey Lovell are in the air right now in their twin Sukhois.
Yeah, they tell us these 400 horsepower aircraft are the best aerobatic airplanes in the world, and they're certainly putting on a show right now over the skies of the San Francisco Bay. We actually saw Randy and Corey flying earlier in the show, just not in these planes. They are also members of the Patriots Jet Team that was buzzing San Francisco and downtown area pretty much all afternoon.
I would say that is multitasking, Ryan.
These guys are good.
They're good. Randy in the red plane is the founder of the Patriots, and he's flown everything from the MiG-17 to the Boeing 747. Corey, who is in the blue plane, has been flying since he was 12, which begs the question, how does a 12-year-old fly a plane?
He was flying a plane before he had his driver's license. So early this afternoon, we saw Greg Coiler shoot through the skies in his T-33 Shooting Star. This plane is fast. Greg is a mainstay here at Fleet Week Air Show. He took our own Jessica Birch up in that very plane just a few years ago.
Yes, and Lauren Toms, we hear you got a chance to hang out with Greg just yesterday. You were doing it all.
Sarah, it was incredible to get a taste, a very small taste all out of what these pilots really experience when they are participating in this air show, and the view of the city and the bay and the bridge that they get while they're performing in front of thousands and thousands of people. And I spoke with one pilot who tells me that while he is completely locked in while he is performing, the view that he gets is not just incredible, but it's a taste of home.
From 1,000 feet above the San Francisco Bay, the city unfolds like a postcard. From the Golden Gate Bridge to the skyline, it's unlike any other. And for pilot and Army veteran Gregory Collier, this view is home.
Fleet Week was one of my first shows I ever saw as a kid, which inspired me to, hey, I want to do that when I grow up.
It's also his hometown view, one he gets to take in for the 15th time as he flies in the air show, soaring over the same skies that once inspired him as a kid.
Hopefully inspiring that next generation to go, I want to do that as a living, whether it's a pilot or an engineer or a mechanic, just inspiring that next generation that they could achieve their dreams as well.
He took me up for a spin in his 1940s Stearman biplane, the same model trained World War II aviators.
3, 2, 1.
Now, it may look familiar. It's also the same kind used by Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, as he dangled off the wing. Today, we chose to let him stick to the stunts. But for Fleet Week, this isn't the biplane you'll see. Collier, call sign Wired, takes to the skies in his T-33 Shooting Star.
And sometimes after it's done, I can still see my entire demo hanging there with the smoke.
It's America's first operational jet fighter and trainer, a piece of history that still screams with power.
When I land is when I get this big smile. I shut down the engine, I have this huge smile on my face, and that's when the rush hits.
These skies above San Francisco are more than a show. They're a story of inspiration and a hometown dream still taking flight.
Now, we are still aboard the ARC Gloria that's docked here for our Fleet Week, but we have an extraordinary view of the Oakland airport where we are anticipating the Canadian Snowbirds to take off very soon. From this vessel, we have gotten the best view of this air show. It's a little bit out of the way. It's a little bit of an unusual one that's probably different to what you guys are seeing, but we have seen so many extraordinary loops and maneuvers performed by all of these pilots through this air show. And I personally just feel so grateful, still on a little bit of a rush and a high from yesterday, getting a slice of what those pilots see during their performances.
I mean, that had to be so much fun. I mean, you're in a plane with an open canopy, so that must have been a much different experience.
It was not like something I am at all used to. And of course, we're shooting on our iPhones there. We're trying to keep our equipment really small, holding on for dear life. But Greg is an extraordinary pilot. He made me feel so safe, and no equipment was harmed in the making of that. But I'm still kind of feeling like Tom Cruise.
You didn't drop your
Mission
phone.
Impossible, be it right, be it Top Gun, be it Mission Impossible. I'm still on a little bit of a Tom Cruise high.
Yeah, the bosses are okay with you not dropping the phone. Lauren, thank you. The biggest act in the air show is straight ahead.
And we're not talking about the Snowbirds.
To see a commercial airliner fly over an iconic setting like San Francisco Bay, it's amazing. We want them to say, wow.
The performer weighs nearly 8 times as much as the entire Snowbirds team. This plane is coming up next.
That was cool.
Iowa. Back out to Oakland now, where the Canadian Snowbirds are just about ready to head our way. They're getting ready to take off. We're keeping an eye on them as they taxi and take off in the next couple of minutes there.
In the meantime, as we promised, we're going to give you a live look at the biggest act in the air show right now. Here it is. In fact, it buzzed us as we were going to commercial break. United 777 swooping so low over the bay, you'd probably be able to see the passengers' faces if there are actually any in there. But that thing is huge.
Yeah, it's rare to get to see a plane this size this close. There are just 3 specially trained pilots on board for this particular flight. The 777 actually flies twice during each air show, and it is impressive each time. Their route takes them over the Golden Gate Bridge and then low over the bay, which is what you're seeing here, before they make that turn around Alcatraz and pass by again. So if you're watching this from the East Bay, if you're watching from Treasure Island, you'll get a good view as well.
Yeah, it's so big. It looks like it's just going in slow motion in the air. And if you can't tell from these pictures just how enormous this wide-body jet really is, check this out.
And we're standing inside of a General Electric 90 turbofan engine. And now you can get the size
of this incredible machine. To see a commercial airliner fly over an iconic setting like San Francisco Bay, it's amazing. I like the initial pass because it's a little bit of inspiration when you see that big airplane at 300 feet. We want them to say, wow. There's a pilot shortage in commercial aviation, and we hope, like so many young men and women, that look up and say, I want to do that. You can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's so, Ryan, this is my first time watching the air show from this vantage point where we are here at the St. Francis Yacht Club, and it truly is the best view to see this plane up close.
Yeah, there it is right over there, the 777, right over our left shoulder. So if you want to do that, what Scott Carvett was talking about, who you just saw there, you can help. He trains the 777 pilots who fly these big, massive maneuvers. Scott flew in the air show earlier today. In fact, not with United, with the Patriots. So there's a lot of guys who kind of double up flying different planes. They're pretty talented. So he's with the Patriots team as well. And despite that fact that our own military can't be here this year, Fleet Week is still celebrating its 250th birthday of the U.S. Navy.
The Bay Area obviously has a rich naval history, and as Elizabeth Cook shows us, you may drive right over a piece of that history every day and not even know it.
Nestled on the edge of Yerba Buena Island, hidden under the noisy freeway underpass of the Bay Bridge, lies a 3-story mansion known as the Nimitz House. Few know and love this home more than Rear Admiral John Bidoff.
It was an honor and a pleasure, and I would sometimes walk through this home and wonder who sat there and who visited and when, and what was the occasion.
Admiral Bidoff lived in the mansion on Yerba Buena Island from 1989 to 1992, when he was the Navy's regional commander, as well as being in charge of all the combat logistics ships in the Pacific Fleet. He would often entertain fellow military leaders from around the world, but this was always Admiral Chester Nimitz's home.
And here was a picture of Admiral Nimitz in uniform. And I hosted the first Soviet ship to come to San Francisco since World War II. And I had the admiral and the captain and others here, and they all wanted to have their photos taken standing here with the picture of Admiral Nimitz in the background. It was incredible.
Admiral Chester Nimitz was named the Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet 10 days after the attack on Pearl Harbor.
I am calling you to inform you that I have selected you to be the Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific. And I want you to get out there as soon as possible and stay the hell out there until we win this war.
2 years after signing the Instrument of Surrender, ending the war in the Pacific in September of 1945, Admiral Nimitz moved back to the Bay Area. He moved into the mansion in 1963, 18 years after World War II ended in the Pacific Theater. His health was beginning to fail. The Navy stepped in to help.
The Navy said to him, why don't you come back to public quarters? And if you do, because you're always on active duty, we can supply you with the staff, the cooks, and the driver, and an aide, and all the things that you are entitled to. And Admiral Nimitz said, well, how about Quarters 1 on Yerba Buena Island?
Quarters 1 then became known as the Nimitz House. Admiral Nimitz would continue his public service, entertaining dignitaries from around the world, many of them from Japan, breaking bread and shaking hands with some who were once the enemy.
It's very unusual for the vanquished to come and pay homage to the victor. There was a desk here. It was, and I located it. It was in the basement, and I saw this old desk in the basement. I looked at an old photograph. The photograph showed that was the desk that Nimitz had in here. So I had it restored. The doors were ceremoniously opened, and you were greeted with this beautiful table set up to honor the guests. 6, 7. So it's 7 7 bedrooms and 6 baths.
While Admiral Bidoff lived and worked at the Nimitz House, he would often call on the late Admiral Nimitz for advice.
It's almost like he talked to me. You know, that's silly, but I would sit there and say, well, Admiral, what would you do under these circumstances? And I would think about it. Now, I mean, I didn't hear anyone responding, but in my mind, I seemed to get a response, and it was always, you know, right out of his leadership example.
Admiral Nimitz died in the Yerba Buena mansion on February 20th, 1966. He was 80 years old.
This is the room that Admiral Nimitz died in. And the reason I knew that is I had his daughter, I hosted his daughter for dinner, Sister Mary Aquinas, and she took us on a tour of the quarters, and I had mentioned that the room down the hall, I said, of course, this is where your father died. She said, oh no, that's not correct. She said, it was this room. She said, I happen to know that because I was here.
Today, the Nimitz House is empty. Nobody has lived there since the 1990s, after a bitter battle between the city and the federal government over who controlled the property and a dispute over the location of the New Bay Bridge. The mansion closed to the public for good. There is broken glass and crumbling parts of the ceiling. Time has taken its toll.
I'm very sad. And I was here about a year or so ago and did a video. It has deteriorated exponentially since I've been here, and it's hard for me to accept.
Admiral Bidoff, who had a remarkable career in the Navy, is now committed to another act of service, keeping the memory of the Nimitz House, though now hidden under walls of concrete and steel, alive, along with the legacy of its most renowned resident.
Yeah, hard to believe that a lot of us, we drive over the Bay Bridge, have no idea as we're going to Yerba Buena Island that mansion is right there.
I'm taking a look.
I know you keep looking at the Boeing 777.
I'm looking at the 777 because it's as it flies over the city and then pulls up again. It's just such an amazing sight to see. But right now we're taking a live look as the Snowbirds are preparing for takeoff. This is at Oakland International Airport. As you see, they are on the runway now, getting ready to go. We are keeping an eye on this, and when we come back, we will have a live performance from the Canadian Snowbirds. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
Well, welcome back to this beautiful Friday for Fleet Week Friday. Absolutely perfect weather. Mother Nature blessing us with blue skies. You see a little bit of clouds on the background, but a little bit of wind, but a lot of people enjoying Fleet Week Friday. A lot of people on the water. Maybe not as many as we see when we know the Blue Angels are flying, but still a lot of people here to watch and experience the next big act that's coming up. And of course, we expect to see the Canadian Snowbirds swoop in any moment now to cap off the air show.
Yeah, so here they go. They were taking off from Oakland International Airport. They're going to fly to our north and then make a U-turn sort of around Angel Island. So that's the way that they will approach the bay and this, the waterfront here where many people have gathered to watch the air show just outside of the St. Francis Yacht Club. Similar flight patterns to what the Blue Angels do when they perform. And if they are anything like the Blue Angels, and in fact, we can see them right now just using our eyes, looking over the bay there, looking to the northeast. You can see them on the ground from far away, not dissimilar to the Blue Angels when they make their approach to begin their airshow performance. We spoke with them when they got here just yesterday, and they said they're incredibly excited for this. They really didn't view it as a promotion of any kind now that they're headlining it. They don't view it as saving the day. As we heard earlier, they just view it as a schedule change. They did regret not being able to fly alongside the Blue Angels, of course.
Yeah, it is a very spectacular opening, especially when the Blue Angels do make that pass over Angel Island and head right toward the city. So we just a moment ago saw the Canadian Snowbirds making that U-turn, and they're now heading straight for Angel Island. So we expect them coming over the island at any moment right now to make their first pass across the San Francisco Bay toward the city skyline. It should be a pretty spectacular show. This is the first time they've performed here in San Francisco since 2017. In fact, last weekend they were down in Salinas where the Blue Angels were also supposed to fly, but they were gracious enough to step in and do that air show. They were gracious enough to step in and come up here up north to San Francisco to fly in our show.
Yeah, they mentioned that they were always scheduled to be here, but their lineup position changed. They're very humble when we talk about it, but the Snowbirds are starting to perform right now. They are flying over the bay in formation. Beautiful shot here, and the crowd, they've definitely got the crowd's attention out here on the waterfront.
So let's hand the mic over to the Canadian Snowbirds, and let's listen in to this amazing show as they take over Fleet Week.
Look to your right as the Snowbirds are repositioned for the inverted wedge bottom side pass.
Come on, take what you need, let it go, let it be, bittersweet mystery. Now you're standing
Looking left, you'll see that the team will be changing to swept delta formation for bottom side pass. Watch as they then pull up into a loop and change back to big diamond. From the right, the Snowbirds are setting up for a classic big diamond roll and loop. Smooth and accurate flying is essential for our two inner pilots. Flying in the inner right wing position is number 2, Captain Katie Clapp from Ottawa, Ontario. Captain Clapp previously flew the CC-130 Hercules in a search and rescue role and a Harvard 2 as an instructor. She brings over 3,800 hours of military flying experience to the team. Anchored in the inner left-wing position is number 3, Captain Patrick Charette from Montreal, Quebec. Captain Charette is a former CP-140 Aura pilot with over 3,300 hours of flying time. The backbone of our formation consists of 2 line astern pilots, better known as the STEM Cats. Our first line astern pilot is number 4, Captain Brendan Pelleau from Sydney, British Columbia. He was a senior Harvard 2 instructor and has over 1,500 hours of flying time. At the tail end, cool, calm and collected is our second line astern pilot, number 5, Captain Scott Boy from Burnaby, British Columbia. Now look straight ahead for the hero split. From left and right, the Snowbirds 8 and 9 are repositioning for the knife edge pass. The role of the solo is both physically and mentally demanding, requiring split-second decision-making from our opposing solo pilot, Snowbird 8, Captain Marc-André Plante from Chicoutimi, Quebec. Captain Plante is a former Hover 2 instructor and brings over 2,700 hours of military flying experience to the team. As the solos exit the stage, the Snowbirds of 1 through 7 will fly directly overhead in Vic formation.
Yeah, I'm making it happen. Follow me, I'm the captain. Put my foot on the gas and go. Here and ready for action. No one does it like Jackson. If it's true, I ain't bragging, no. I'm lighted up, so watch me now. Yeah, it feels so good to say out loud. I know I'm gonna win, don't need no luck. I got the golden touch.
Now watch carefully as the solos fly canopy to canopy as they perform the mirror pass.
Let me say a little thing, tell you about a dream. All our friends, you and me, we were dancing in the streets. We were wild, we were free, we were making memories. I'm gonna shout, I'm gonna sing.
Now look straight ahead as the team returns for the inspiring and iconic Canada Burst.
Let's go. Let me show you, show you. You know that I got that soul, yeah. Show you, show you. You know that I got that soul, yeah. I can go high as I wanna. Watching me fly 'cause I'm gonna show you. Beat the clock, yeah. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You could be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. 'Cause you burn with the brightest flame.
Now look straight ahead as the solos run in for the twizzle. Look to your right for a signature Snowbird maneuver, the line abreast roll and loop.
If you want it, you gotta dig deep. I'm on top of the mountain, but it's real steep. Been through the valley, now I'm at the peak. Yeah, how you learning every time I speak. And when kings collide, they expect to fight. But I know the truth, yeah, we the light. Don't believe the hype, nothing's overnight. Views from the top like a satellite. Yeah, I'm going places you ain't never been. I'm doing things you ain't never seen. Whoever thought it'd be like this? It takes hard work to live a dream. I'm going up now. I'm going higher. I'm going up now. Yeah, I'm going higher.
Now look straight ahead for a very special maneuver. The Snowbirds are dedicating to this art to all the military families who sacrifice so much in support of those who serve. Now look straight ahead as Snowbirds are 1, 2, 3, and 7 line up for the spectacular lag back cross. From left and right, get ready for a collaboration between the solos and the step cats, the four-way cross. The lead solo is Captain Patriots Clement, the Snowbird 9 from St. Joseph Island, Ontario. He was also a senior instructor at Harvard II and has over 3,000 hours of flying time. From your right, the Snowbirds 1 through 7 return for the double diamond roll.
Où on dansait autrefois. Est-ce qu'on peut se retrouver encore pour chanter sur tous les toits?
Been around the world a couple times and now I'm back. I hate to admit it, but I was missing you bad. Breathe a little louder now that you're in my arms. I'm dancing with my babies where I belong.
Je t'attends au milieu du bar où on dansait autrefois. Est-ce qu'on peut se retrouver encore pour chanter sur tous les toits? Oh, ma belle, je t'emmène n'importe où pour gagner comme des loups ce soir. Je t'attends au milieu du bar où on dansait.
Flying on the edges of our large formation requires aggressive and responsive flying from our other pilots. Snowbird 6 is Captain Kyle Taylor from London, Ontario. He's a former Harvard II instructor and, flying in the other right-wing position, he brings over 2,000 hours of flying experience to the team. From the left, let's watch the solos rejoin the main formation as the Snowbirds present the Tornado.
time is precious. I look at my Cartier.
Would like to take this opportunity to highlight our dedicated technicians who ensure that we have safe and operational jets day in and day out. Our performance today will not have been possible without these amazing members of our team. Our crew chief is Sergeant Shane Vautour from Lahr, Germany. Snowbird 2 Alpha, Corporal John Morrison from Burnaby, British Columbia. Snowbird 3 Alpha, Master Corporal David McKeag from Truro, Nova Scotia. Snowbird 4 Alpha, Corporal Shadow Freeze from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Snowbird 5 Alpha is Master Corporal Tristan Popescu from Toronto, Ontario. Snowbird 6 Alpha, Corporal Aaron Martin from Regina, Saskatchewan. Snowbird 7 Alpha, Corporal Mike Kiski from Barrie, Ontario. Snowbird 8 Alpha, Master Corporal Justin Chantidat from Mississauga, Ontario. Snowbird 9 Alpha, Corporal Etienne Bilodeau from Saint-Hyacinthe, Quebec. Snowbird 10 Alpha, Corporal Eric Henry from Belleville, Ontario. Snowbird 11 Alpha, Corporal Dustin Poirier from Kingston, Ontario. Our supply technician, Corporal Mathieu Godreau from Saguenay, Quebec, and Corporal Joanie Proux from Laval, Quebec. Our mobile support vehicle operator, Corporal Isabelle Gervais from Montreal, Quebec. And finally, our traffic technician, Master Corporal Addison Lapointe from Sherbrooke, Quebec. Let's give them a big round of applause. Get your cameras ready and look left as the team returns for the iconic Big Diamond Topside.
Silver lining to the story. If you thought that I would turn and run, then y'all don't know me. May my fears rest in peace, cause that's a old me. Got this taste on my tongue, I crave the glory. Gasoline in my veins, being fuel through my pain. As we rise from the flames. Heart of a lion, never say never. Cut like a diamond.
In the outer left wing position is Snowbird 7, Captain Thomas Thornton from Belleville, Ontario. Captain Thornton is a former Royal Canadian artillery officer who transferred to the RCAF where he instructed on the CD-155 Hawk. He brings over 2,500 hours of military flying experience to the team. Now let's look behind the crowd as the team flies over the crowd in Canada Goose formation.
I say the struggle reveals how you deal with the monster.
Time stood still, just like a photograph. You made me feel like this will last forever. Looking in your eyes, I see my whole life. They say you know it, but you know it, I don't know. Promise that you'll hold me close, don't let me go. Take my heart, don't break it. Love me to my bones. All this time.
Flying the leader craft requires experience, smooth flying in high situational awareness. Our boss, Major Brendan Lee from Whitevale, Ontario, is a former CFA fighter pilot and flew a Snowbird 9 in 2012 and 2013. He brings over 6,000 hours of high-performance flying experience to the team. 2025 marks 31 years for the boss as a licensed pilot, and he credits much of his success to the start he received as an Air Cadet glider pilot. Now look straight ahead for one final stunning split maneuver to land. You have now witnessed the 2,882nd show in the Snowbirds' 55-year history. On behalf of our command team, Lieutenant Colonel Guillaume Paquette, Chief Command Officer Cheryl Abernathy, and all members of 431 Air Demonstration Squadron, thank you for joining us today. It has been our pleasure and honor to perform for you. Now, back to you, Rick.
Merci, and thank you. Let's hear it for the Snowbirds, ladies and gentlemen. The Canadian Forces Snowbirds. And our air show for San Francisco.
What an amazing show that was. We're so grateful that the Canadian Snowbirds basically just took the main position of the air show, the headliners. Just a fabulous show, perfect day, crystal clear to see them, and we really got a treat out here on the waterfront in San Francisco.
And what an amazing opening. They came over Angel Island and then did a little quick, went straight up into the air right over Alcatraz and gave people quite the show. A couple of low passes, and they're smaller planes than the Blue Angels, so you can see they fly a lot closer together in formation. So maybe not as fast, but definitely an impressive show to see over the skies over the San Francisco Bay.
Really a beautiful day for an air show. Absolutely incredible. If you want to check this all out in person and you missed it this time around, the air show will be happening again Saturday and Sunday starting right around noon. The shows run just over 3 hours. There are half a dozen different acts.
You're looking at some of the highlights from today, from Fleet Week Friday. You can also tour the ships in town. The ARC Gloria will be open all day today from 8:30 to 4 on Saturday, all day Sunday, and 8:30 to noon Monday at Pier 15 and 17 as the Canadian Snowbirds are making one last pass right to our left.
The HMCS Nanaimo will be open from 10 to 4 on Sunday just next door at Pier 19 for a fully Canadian experience. Time your visit for late afternoon and watch the Snowbirds from the deck of the ship.
Also, they'll be setting the stage at Fisherman's Wharf for this year's Fleet Fest. The free venue will feature classic cars and vintage military vehicles along with live entertainment, food, and of course a kids zone. Fleet Week or Fleet Fest will be open from 9 to 5 tomorrow and Sunday.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful way to end this air show. The Snowbirds flying low over the bay, so loud. What an amazing sight. I'm Sarah Donchi alongside Ryan Yamamoto. We're so grateful to you for joining us for this Fleet Week Spectacular Friday on this beautiful day. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah, we're going to leave you now with a bit of an encore from the Patriots Jet Team who buzzed the skies this afternoon. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy the weekend for Fleet Week.
We've got what we call the diamond roll. We've got 4 jets and we've got Zippy behind them. That's Corey Lovell. He's going to try to catch the formation in the middle of the roll right here over the beautiful San Francisco Bay. Get your cameras ready. I see him out to the right. They're inbound. It looks like Zippy's already got enough energy to get in there. Watch and see if he gets in, ducks in under them on the roll. This is a beautiful sight. The Golden Gate Bridge in the distance. Alcatraz, Fort Mason, Fort Baker, Sausalito. Boy, we are honored here as the Patriots, your hometown jet team, to be able to perform with all of you and put on this amazing performance. So thank you for having us. We got a lot more air show action. We'll watch as 5 jets on the left get set up for another one of those opposing hits. Now this one is a little bit interesting because Scott Cartvet, he's got a lot of adrenaline flowing right now. He's out in the distance. He's getting set up for the 5-on-5. That's jet number 5, making the opposing hit on 5 jets. Are you folks at United ready to see this? Okay. Keep your eyes out on those jets. We've got intake, inbound. He's down low. Watch his pull. What a beautiful sight. So folks, we're going to get the Delta back together. Intake's on his way in to his position. Randy will get them set up for what we call the belly up pass. You're going to get a view of the beautiful bottoms of these black, gorgeous L-39s. Two-seat trainers built out of the Czech Republic with Randy's vision years ago to become the Patriots Jet Team. We are honored to have been flying Fleet Week as the Patriots since 2003. And before that, as the MiGs, the Stoli MiGs, the Smirnoff MiGs, as Red Star Air Shows since 1999. But today we want to thank United for our performance. Out in the distance to the right.